All right, today we're gonna do some much cleaning on the Supra. She definitely needs it, especially in the engine bay. Very, very grimy and dirty. She's been obviously sitting for quite a while, so we're gonna wash it up. And I also got all the spark plugs changed in this, cleaned up the engine a little bit. Got that one a little bit ready to go. So we're just gonna clean it. Well, we're gonna get it out of here, clean it, and then hopefully put this engine in soon. Well, nothing like polishing a turd. So, no engine, no Supra. Whoop! It's because we cleaned it. Don't mind the dent. So, I of course didn't record it, but completely cleaned her out and started putting the engine in just because I got antsy and just wanted to see it in. And she got about this far, and then I realized, oh my god, it's not going down anymore. And I realized that the cats are a little bit too big. It's actually hitting the frame rail, or the not the frame rail, but the subframe. So I'm going to have to either put another set of headers on this or take a sledgehammer to the cat. We'll see. Not sure what I want to do yet, but I mean it's almost there. There's the motor mount right there. It's just so dang close. Other than that, I mean everything is clearing pretty dang good. That motor mount is damn near touching the very spot it's supposed to be, so I don't know. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, but either gonna pull it back out, take a sledgehammer to one of those cats because they don't need to breathe that well. I mean, it's only going to be in the car for a little while. I just don't want to buy a header right now. Just kind of want to put her in and get her started. So we'll see how it goes. Well, we got the engine in, but I had to take the exhaust manifold off because obviously there's not enough room for those cats in there. So now, contemplating banging this spot in because it's not by much that it's missing. And then I've also got to put this at a different spot because it will run into the frame on that as well, or just build new headers for it, which I don't really want to do. But at least she's in there for now. I'll at least get everything else mocked up, especially the shifter placement. It's not very far off. Just need to notch this part out, which I'm all down to do. And the actual transmission mount for the IS300 is not very far off from this one either. Looks like I'm just gonna have to build a spacer because the tunnel is a little bit lower on the IS300. So at least we're getting there. Well, after literally sweating my ass off trying to figure this out, we still don't have enough room for the header. The big majority of it is the cat is hitting this part right here, and right behind this part is an actual mount for the control arm bit there. So either I have to really knock this down or just chop the corner of it off because it's only a little bit that's hitting it right there. And the O2 sensor is coming out right there. So either I don't know, find some long tube headers without cats, doing a cat delete on this, or I have to make room for where it's hitting right here on this cat body, and then make a 90, something like that, from that bung, because that bung that's straight in, it's hitting right against that support. You can actually see where it's kind of bent in there from me trying to fit it in there continuously. So unfortunately, I think that's all we're going to do for her right now until I figure out some more of that stuff. I got to get a new trans mount because the one that's on here is just not going to work. But I think the stock trans mount for the R154 for the actual turbo Supra should work. So until then, she's probably gonna sit until I gain more parts list, get everything squared away, and start putting her together. Also got the dash being mounted back in. It's pretty cracked and pretty crappy, but I at least want to retain some of the stock dash in there, so that way I can at least make it a little bit cleaner. Might even just fabric wrap it so it doesn't look so shitty, and then I can utilize the stock center console shift boot. Even with the shifter being back a little bit, that boot pretty much comes right to here, so it'll still be able to work and hide a lot of that dust from. I'll put a piece of rubber down below it, so that way it really seals up everything from the outside. But yeah, so kind of in limbo now until I can get some more things going with it. And I think today is a good day to do some Supra stuff. Gotta move some stuff. I'm working on another BMX bike, and gotta move some shit around. That way I can actually work on this thing. So gave in. Some of the parts that I was waiting for is an exhaust, header for IS300, or sorry, yeah, IS300. And because the stock exhaust that I had on this would not fit whatsoever. Actually, it wasn't stock, it was a MagnaFlow. So I had the cats and whatnot, and obviously this is going to be a cat delete system. And unfortunately, I test fitted it already. It's still not going to fit. It's still wanting to rub right here on that lower subframe part, but it's just a cap over subframe, so I'm going to lop off that end so that way it has the clearance. And then yeah, then we should be good. So another thing that I was waiting for is a new transmission mount. This one is for the R154 modified to fit the W55 transmission out of the IS300. So this should work. I don't know if I might have to space it a little bit, but we'll get to it when we get to it. First things first, I'm gonna move this stuff around, and then we're gonna jack it up and start from there. All right, got it jacked up front and back, that way I can get my fat ass underneath of it. And of course got the transmission right here chained up. For now, I went ahead and chased the threads. Now they actually freaking thread in there. Be able to test fit this. I might have to modify the top of the trans tunnel for this transmission, because this one has a different setup style than the R154 and the W58 that would be made for this. It's a pain in the ass. I think, definitely thinking I'm gonna have to modify this. This transmission might stick up pretty high. I might have to modify this part right here to fit that dog leg on that box for that shifter. And that'll also correct the drive shaft angle. So this might have to wait till a later date to do that. I think we're gonna have to modify that top one, and that's gonna be some cutting. So I think probably break out the cutoff wheel and start cutting, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Well, it's cutting time, boys. I want to cut that clearance while I'm down here for the exhaust. So if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it since I'm underneath this thing. So let's do it. Let's see how much sparks this freaking thing flies. All right, got it started prying up. Starting to wonder if this is double layered. It's not wanting to move very much, which is a good possibility considering it's usually how cars are put together. Multiple layers bonded together. All right, I think I'm gonna take a hammer to it. Well, another disappointment. So I clearanced it as much as I could. If I clearance it anymore, it's just gonna be clearancing into the actual control arm mount, and I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to risk the integrity of that part. So did the next best thing, and I started beating on my brand new header to make a little bit more room and clearance. And I mean, obviously that's not going to constrict the flow too much because this thing's not going to have cats, it's not going to have a resonator, it's not probably going to have a muffler, it's going to be straight piped all the way back, so it's not like it's going to create any unwanted back pressure, but it's still running into it. So the next best thing is to have my good buddy Brett probably weld on a pipe onto this. We'll see. Best bet would to be just doing a straight right to this, bypassing this whole drop down that they have, because I have more than enough room up here. Even putting a little bit of a bend up would be plenty to clearance the room that I need. So yeah, until then, think we're done. See you later.